But I am, so, and Liz, thank you, Michael, being here in South Windsor. People are rediscovering what makes Connecticut such an amazing place, and for the first time in decades, we've had thousands and tens of thousands of families moving into our state. It didn't take people long to recognize what makes South Windsor so amazing. And you just pointed out that you've got 3 or 4 relatively new schools, and they're already chock-a-block, and you're thinking about probably another 1,000+ students over the next few years. So I think people are voting with their feet. They like what they see here. They love this lifestyle. Maybe they love the mayor and everything that means. We got to make sure that people who love our state can afford to stay in our state. And that's what we're talking about today. You and I talked a fair amount, Liz, about taxes and spending here and beyond. A couple of things. Number one, the most merciless tax out there is the property tax on your car and on your home. It's a tax that you pay in good times and in bad. It's a tax you pay when there's COVID and there's no COVID. It's a tax that is relentless. And that's one of the higher taxes relative to our peers that Connecticut has. So we're trying to make up for some lost time. So assuming we get this all through the legislature, there'll be a $100 to $300 annual property tax credit or cut for each and every one of your homeowners and what that means for them. We've greatly expanded the base there. As you pointed out in terms of the cars, a lot of our cars are appreciating greatly. You've seen that happen in part of this inflationary environment. We're doing everything we can. We're going to hold our towns and cities like right here whole and to make sure we do everything we can to reduce that tax. I think the average property tax on a car in South Windsor will go down about $250. And I hope that makes a difference. That's something that will kick in, assuming we get this through the legislature on July 1. As you know, in the meantime, we've got, Putin-style inflation at the gasoline pump, and they're working closely with legislative leadership on both sides of the aisle. I think a bridge to those tax cuts in July will be a 25-cent per gallon tax cut that we hopefully will get passed by the legislature next week, go into effect immediately if we can do that. Little things we can do to try and make a difference, everything we can to make Connecticut more affordable. For older folks, when it comes to pensions, when it comes to 401ks, we're eliminating the income tax on pensions and 401ks starting in the next fiscal year, starting July 1. I think it may be even retroactive. I got to check that for this year. I just want to make sure that people who love South Windsor, people who love Connecticut can stay here in a state. And they don't have to watch their kids grow up on Zoom from someplace in Florida. They'll be able to be right here with them every day. And that's going to represent real savings. And by the way, we've eliminated the estate tax for about 97% of our population. So when it comes to older folks wanting to be able to stay where they grow up, stay where their family is, stay where their grandchildren are growing up, that's what we're trying to accomplish. And when it comes to their grandchildren, I want them right here in the great state of Connecticut. And we have one of the best education systems in the world. People from all over the country, come to Connecticut for school, and I want them to stay here. And a lot of them are, your children and grandchildren. So, what we've done in terms of workforce, no-cost workforce, get the certificate, get the programs. We have the jobs out there for you right now. Number 2, we are working increasingly to forgive student loans. You take a job, you graduate from Connecticut College or a Connecticut school, you take a job here in Connecticut, we forgive your student loan. When I say we work that out with the hospitals, we work that out with the businesses. We're giving the businesses a 50% tax credit. So if your son or daughter is graduating, they've got $30,000 in student debt, and your company forgives that over 5 years, we'll give a tax credit to pay for half of that. It's just one more reason a business says, I want to hire from folks here in Connecticut, and one more reason a Connecticut graduate says, I want to stay here in Connecticut because it's a lot more affordable. Those are just some of the things we're trying to do to make sure that in these inflationary times Connecticut's a place you can afford to stay, invest, grow your family, and when you retire here at peace. And I think a lot of people have found that out about South Windsor over the last several years. A lot more coming. I really salute the energy, the optimism, the positive vibes coming out of this amazing town. Congratulations to that. And I think it's part of what's going on in the broader region. That's what we wanted to say. We want you to stay here in Connecticut, love Connecticut the way we do. Thanks.